Well, hello, hello, hello. This is Leisha Joya. It's been a long time since I've done a little live stream. I cannot apologize because some things I cannot control, nor can I help about what's been going on in my life. There's so many things that have been going on, and things are not going well. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat. I ain't gonna pass go. I ain't gonna collect $2,000. Um, Things are just not going well right now. I've been trying to sell all my father's belongings, and it's been very tough mentally and emotionally, but also literally. My dad has so many old like cars and collectible cars. He's got a whole garage full of parts for all these vehicles, and like people don't want to give me a fair shake on what they're worth. My son's quote unquote boss gave me a deal, wanted to buy them for 25,000, but he flaked out on me. And so I found another buyer. And so that part, the new buyer's coming in on tomorrow, which is Saturday in the morning. Unfortunately, I'll be getting home around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be on 5 or 6 hours of sleep again. Um, I got my father's ashes, um, finally. I got my father's death certificates, but I got my dad's American flag because he was a Vietnam vet. The part that is really, really bothering me about all this is the fact that I have not found a place to live yet. And so it's making moving difficult. I mean, I've been working 6 days a week, packing, looking for places to live, dealing with my mother's mental illness issues. I mean, literally, it's just some nonstop fighting, arguing, and drama and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, it's been like one thing after the other. I mean, and then the other thing is my cat's not doing well. Um, my cat started ballooning in her abdomen area a couple weeks ago, and started doing this weird hacking. And after she would hack her, she would like be trying to catch her breath, and doing that, she'd be like, like that. And I don't think I have much longer with my cat. And to be honest, my cat is like one of the few positive things I have in my life. I know an animal is just an animal to you guys, but she's been a great sense of comfort, and so much of this. And then some. Even when I was fighting my cancer, she was like an integral part of my life. Well, she still is because she's still here as of this post. But so I've been doing videos and pictures with her, in case she goes. I don't know if I have. I don't know yet. Um, it's just like it'd be a lot easier if I had a place to move to, and I do have an interview or a viewing of a property on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to keep my family together. Because of my mom's mental illness issues, people have been telling me to just, focus on myself and just leave my mother to the curb and just let her be homeless if she wants to be homeless. And my mom does have mental problems, okay? She's got Alzheimer's and dementia kicking in, and plus she's grieving over my dad. Let me give you a backstory. When my husband Ron died, I had nobody. I had to deal with a commercial condo, I had to deal with probate, I had to deal with a house, I had to deal with businesses, I had to deal with so much stuff, plus a rotator cuff, okay, from taking care of my late husband and being in such pain. And I remember feeling so alone and people trying to steal things from me. No one really there to comfort me. Not face to face. I mean, I would have my mom to call at that time because I had my house, but and I had my dad, you know, because I could call. But I'm the only one she's got face to face. I have a full plate. I'm having to keep my family together. There's more. I'm feeling overwhelmed, to be honest, because I'm gonna possibly be homeless with a job. Yeah, I make part of the criteria, as in my money, when I with my job, but I don't make 2.5 times the rent. How can you live here and still have a place? How can you work here and live here and earn 2.5 times the rent? I mean, I have the money for the rent. My mom's got getting her Social Security finally. I mean, and we can definitely get a place, but they want you to make 2.5 times the rent. And I'm just like, really? You serious? So I'm having a hard time finding a place because of that. So I've been looking around high and low on apartments.com, homes.com. I've been even looking for mobile homes, trailers, and everything like that. I can't even get a mobile home loan because I haven't been at my job for 2 years. I've been at my job for one, but I can't have, but they won't allow you to have not even a loan. Even if you have 90% of the payment for the mobile home itself, they won't let you have it. They won't let you have a loan unless you have 2 years. They won't even give you $1,000 loan unless you've been at your job for 2 years. So I've been trying to apply for home loans as well as mobile home loans because there are two different kinds of loans. I've been trying to do Section 8, but I have to wait 10 fucking years to get on the list. I mean, I'm on the list, but I have to wait 10 years. Who can wait 10 years for housing when they need housing like now? And then I tried for HUD. I've been calling low income housing. I've been calling um, affordable housing and elderly housing because those are three different types of housing. Um, and plus, I've been dealing with the fact that I, you know, deal with my father's estate stuff and trying to find a place to live, working 6 days a week. I'm I'm in training at my job. I think I'm in training for management because they're putting me in 3 departments so far, except for dish and bake. Um, I mean, there's some positives to this, but I'm really overwhelmed. I mean, I'm doing everything in my power to pack everything up, work 6 days a week, deal with my mother's mental illness issues, try to find a place for us to live, try to sell my father's stuff. It's just a lot. It's just really overwhelming. I just wish our landlady gave us 3 months' notice or 4 months' notice instead of a 2 month notice, even though 2 months is pretty gracious of her to give. I'm just really overwhelmed. Plus, I've had other things going on. I've had people who say they would help us back down at last minute. My neighbor, and yes, I'm going to name his fucking name, his name is Steve, who's 2 doors down from me. He agreed that he was going to take us in. I was going to pay him $600 a month. And he got mad because my mother went off on him, but she doesn't understand that she's got mental problems, but also this time she was actually in the right to tell him off because he was overstepping his boundary. He came to our house, this place, and tried telling my mother what the fuck to do. You don't come into someone's house to tell them what they need to do. You know what I mean? You don't dictate people's lives, you know. So my mom told him off. Not meanly. She just says, "Don't talk to me like that." And he got pissed off and went back to his house. And then he sent me a text basically, he's not here to babysit my mom and my son. My son's 20 and my son's wonderful. Okay? I'm not trying to toot my son's horn because he's my son. Because I'm only saying that because he is really an amazing human being. My son is first off the most respectful, kind, loving, gentle human being you could ever have in your life. Until you piss him off. That's where he gets that from me. You know, I could be the kindest, sweetest person in your life, but then all of a sudden you piss me off and I go off like an atomic bomb. And there's no going back. And then he says this to me. I went over there to go talk to him face to face because he originally agreed he was originally going to let us stay there for $600 a month. And so we agreed. Then he changed his mind a couple days later and says, "By the way, I can't deal with babysitting your mom and your son. And then unless I come with a package." But we already agreed that I was going to come in and move in a 1 bedroom with 3 people in 1 bedroom with a cat and a guinea pig. We already agreed, and now he's like overthinking it. So, and then he goes on, and like I said, I went over there to talk to him about it. And he's bitching and complaining that he's got another roommate that's not paying her rent every month. And she's paying only $200 a month. And I'm willing to pay $600 and be consistent on my rent. But yet he's wanting to bitch about her not paying her $200 every few months. You know what I mean? When I'm willing to pay a lot more and consistent. So the other thing is, he went and said that he got mad because I won't date him, basically. And then he had the nerve to come over more and more and more when I wasn't home. Only when I wasn't home. He was trying to get with my mother. My mother just lost my father not even 2 months ago, damn it. And you're trying to come at my mother and try to date her? Fuck that shit. He's a low, dirty piece of shit. I hope he stays single for the rest of his fucking life. Hasn't even given my mom even time to even process my dad's death, much less to fucking grieve. And he's trying to push himself onto my mother? The fuck? You know, and plus my mom's like, "Ew, Steve? Gross. Not even close," you know? And he is gross. He is weird. And he's just strange. I mean, I thought him and I were friends, but he decided that because I won't date him, that he's gonna go after my mother. And then when I put my foot down and I made my mom aware of what happened or what was going on, she was like, "What the fuck?" I'm also going through something with my mother. This part's a little bit positive. My mom's starting to wake up from her insanity, I guess you want to call it, a little bit. How do I say this? I'm trying to get the words out, but it just won't come out right. My mom was yelling and screaming and going to hell and trying to pick a fight with you just to get something out of you, and then she'd forget because of her mental illness. And now my mom's starting to be more aware when she's starting to get set off and get angry. And she's leaving the room. She's trying to come back and apologize faster. So I've been trying to get her to come out of the house. Like when we all did our change of address, I had finally went in and got a post office box. And I got it so that everyone, including my dad's death stuff, can go to the P.O. box. Even my dad. Even my dad's mail. Well, she's finally wanting to come out and do stuff like go to Denny's with us when we're all going out. She wants to go grocery shopping, with us. She would not even get dressed or even take a shower, and she finally, after a few years, I'm not joking, a few years, finally changed her clothes and finally took a shower. I've finally been trying to coax my mom out of that mental state, and my mom's starting to come back. It's nice to see her fight for herself. It really is nice. See, that part's positive, but it's just like it took my dad's death because she was falling apart before my dad died. And then I feel like my mom is recoverable again, retrievable. My mom, I mean, she's going to have a Alzheimer's and dementia for the rest of her life. But she was feeling abandoned, like, because everyone's been telling me to leave my mother. And part of me wanted to because she was pissing me off. She was calling me a lesbian, and that my sexuality was me being bisexual was gross to her, and whatever. And I'm like, I told her, "Fuck you, you're not my mother," and I started calling her by her real name and not calling her mom. And it made me sad because I never used to call my mother her real name. Then my mom was feeling abandoned, and I didn't want her to feel or felt what I had ever felt in my life. When my husband died, everybody left me to rot and to be depressed on my own, or to shove Christianity or religion down my throat in the most vulnerable time in one's life, when just one person just needs compassion, when one person just needs understanding, or one person just needs to be held in one's arms without saying anything, and just let that person cry in your arms and let them process the grief, the anger, whatever they're feeling, whatever, and that's what I wanted it to be for my mother, because I'm a widow still. My husband's dead 11 years ago. It's almost 12. It feels like yesterday sometimes. I don't wish this type of grief on my worst enemy, much less my mother. Even though my mother's put me through the ringer, she's hurt my feelings, she's pissed me off. I threw something at her, coffee with coffee in it and all. I threw a coffee cup with full of coffee at her the other day, and now she's behaving. I think that's what woke her up when I got that angry at her. I literally broke a coffee cup, and it went splat all over the place. And I hurt my shoulder in the process, so it's that serves me right for losing my temper in that way, because I should not have lost my temper. That's the first time I've lost my temper like that in about 20 years. I'm not joking, in about 20 years. The last time I lost my temper like that, I actually punched a hole in the wall with my bare fist. And then I broke my hand being stupid. So I broke my favorite coffee cup in the process. Anyway. But my mom's slowly waking up again. And my mom's finally taking showers and changing her clothes and brushing her hair and wanting to get Medi-Cal and trying to get dental insurance. She's finally wanting to start taking care of herself. It's not perfect. It's just the beginning stages. Then I've had my boyfriend. We'll go into that one. Hold on. This is really fucked up shit. Hold on. Sorry, this is very overwhelming. I'm trying to keep positive and keep moving forward. He's one of the people that told me to forget my mother and just move on. And at first, he was the one saying, "You can come and stay here, with me." And at first, in the very beginning of, I thought, we were ready to move in together anyways before my father died. So, um, in in January of this year, we started talking about living together, and I was like, "No, that's not good." You know what I mean? Because it's too early in our relationship. So, and then after a while, we both agreed that it was not right for us to live together back in January. Well, anyways, so we started talking again back in March, April, and we were starting to talk about living together. And this time I was actually considering it. And it just seems like our relationship was moving forward. Things were beautiful. I felt happy. Um, Not perfect, not by a long shot, because no relationship's perfect. Then he's like, "Well, why don't you come and stay with me?" I'm like, "Well, I got my cat." And so he's like, "Well, we'll think about it, because he has a roommate that has an elderly cat." Well, anyways, now my father's died. And my boyfriend says, "Well, you can come and stay with me, you and your son and the cat. I just have to find a place for my mother." So that's what I was trying to do. Well, all of a sudden, with my mom's mental illnesses and stuff like that, my boyfriend's like, at first he said that, you know, that my cat can come if his roommate's cat and my cat can get along. And then all of a sudden it went through the fact that he says, "No, you can't come because you don't because if I don't want your cat coming." All of a sudden, for 1 minute he wants my cat, the next minute he doesn't want my cat coming. And you don't tell a person who's had their cat, who has their 9-year-old cat, just to put them in a shelter. Just put them like you don't care about your cat. Like you don't have a 9-year relationship with your cat. It's like me throwing my son away just because I don't have a place for him to live with me. And you're probably thinking, I shouldn't be equating a human with a cat or an animal. But life is life, regardless. And that's how it is. Life is life. And you can't value one life over another life, no matter what species. So all of a sudden, my boyfriend went from, "Oh, you can find a shelter. You can go live in a shelter, or you can go call this over here, this charity, this that, this that. What I need is a consistent place to live for me and my family." So I was asking his parents, and he was telling his parents He's like sabotaging me. Hold on. This part pisses me off the most. He was telling his parents about my mom's mental illness and how, since they are around the same age my mother is, and how they couldn't handle it and that she was that bad and all this other stuff. When they have a spare bedroom that's like a garage, imagine a garage converted into a bedroom. They also have a spare bedroom, plus they have an office. If anybody really fucking gave a shit about me, because my mom used a spare bedroom and I would have paid for it. My mom and my son could have used that spare little bedroom while their daughter Lisa is gonna come and stay with them inside the extra big bedroom. Just to help me out for a little while. But no, they're even his mother's like, well, you can go to Father Joe's, or you can go to this homeless shelter. Just throw me off like that. And this is supposed to be a man I'm supposed to be in a relationship with. He's just throwing me off to the wolves. That's not love, people. I'm trying to do everything I can to keep my family together. I only have my mother and my son left. They're the most important people in my life. I don't need a boyfriend. I just want my family. I just lost my dad. You know, I've had people who said that they would come and help us or let us stay if I paid rent, which would have been easy for me. But now they're like reneging last minute on me. Yes, last minute. When I thought I had everything secure and everything, and I stopped looking for a place to live because I thought I had their places to live at, and all of a sudden, no, I don't. And so I'm like fighting. Tomorrow I have a guy coming over to look at my dad's vehicles. He might be buying them all in one sitting. And I have a backup buyer just in case. And then on Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning, I have a place I'm looking at. I've had too many fucking scammers and shit saying, well, you could rent my place, but I'm out of town, and I'll send you the keys once you send me money, and those are fucking scams and shit. Like I said, I've been looking on apartments.com, I've been even looking, even if I don't find a place, I've been looking for motels and hotels to stay in temporarily, just so we're not on the streets. I mean, this is fucking ridiculous. People that have the means to help us won't. Who say they care about us? And I have the money to pay rent. I just don't make 2.5 times the fucking requirements. Been applying for loans. I've been applying for like loans for a home, loans for mobile homes. I've been even looking to rent mobile homes and shit. I've been doing everything in my power to unturn every stone. I've been calling every number on the affordable housing list for HUD, on the low income housing list for HUD, for the elderly housing list. I've been looking and looking and looking. I've been calling every resource, and everyone's like, oh, it's a 10-year waiting list. But yet, my own boyfriend, who claims to love me, all of a sudden is reneging because of my cat. I would rather die, to be honest, than have to go live without my cat. Unless my cat had died, I would have to move on. And at this present moment, my cat might be dying. Anyways. So, lost my dad. I'm gonna be losing my cat. I'm losing my place to live. I'm trying to fight everyone. I'm just really angry. I'm really hurt. I don't like feeling like hurt because it's vulnerability to me, but that's the real gist. I have so much responsibility on my plates. It's just overwhelming. It is. And my mom still hasn't taken the move seriously. My mom only packed one box. And maybe a couple boxes of my dad's clothes. And that's it. I still got the rest to do on my own. Plus work 6 days a week. And to get this, my boyfriend still expects for me to go to his house and go to him and call him and make the effort. Let me tell you what happened Sunday. This is when I stopped giving a fuck. Sorry, it's getting me a while to get myself together. For a man that claims to love me, what he's doing is not love. If he was a real man, a real boyfriend, he would have done everything in his power. And after all, it's his house. His house. Not his roommate's house. He technically is the ambassador and owner of the house. But yet he won't let his girlfriend come and stay there, even if it's temporary with her family. Even if the family's got to sleep in the fucking car and the outside, and just come inside to cook meals and take showers. I'm not even asking to even live in the fucking house. Okay, Sunday, I went to go to Mike's parents' house because they are insight of wisdom of things in some form of sanity. At least I hope. I go to his house and I go pick him up. You know, we hug like we usually would. And we go over to their house. We have dinner, we watch a movie, we talk. I feel better. We leave. Mike and I leave because I picked him up. I dropped him off at his house. And on the way there, I was talking about how people have just straight up abandoned us last minute. I wasn't even talking about him, but he projected it as if I was talking about him. I was actually talking about the neighbor Steve. Then we got into it. And it was like the whole thing about the cat. It's always about my cat. What has my cat done to my boyfriend? Seriously. Besides purr every time, and purr every time he petted her, or just like sat on his lap and, bed sweet at him, What has my cat done in a bad way? Nothing. Except for have fleas, which every animal has. So on the way home, we got to discussing, I'm not asking for a miracle, He's projecting that the cats won't get along. He's projecting. He hasn't even tested it out. If my cat will get along with the cat there. He's projecting and predicting that they won't, and that he'll have a problem with his roommates because of the cat fights. What I think it is, deep down inside, is that his female roommate, they got a husband and wife, which are his longtime friends. The wife, is insecure with me and projecting it through the story through the cat. Not getting along. They've allowed so many people live there. Even sleep on their couch. We're just friends for only a few years. But yet he won't let his girlfriend stay? Her son stay? The mother stay, even if it is temporary? Over projecting that the cats won't get along? And then making the whole, oh, you can't live here now. Or he says that I could not live here. I would not move there. Yeah, I would have moved there already. But he started doing this whole bullshit drama, over projecting, over reading into everything. And I made a video about this. But I really think the real reason is that the female roommate that rents with his friend, other friend, is over projecting. And I think she's insecure about me. And she's putting that projection into the cats. And he's on the verge of losing me because, honestly, he's not willing to help me. I mean, if it was a real boyfriend would have been asking around his friends and his family. He would be asking around a lot of people, even strangers, to help his girlfriend, even if he couldn't. He's not even trying. I've been trying to help myself as much as I can. I'm still fighting. Still fighting. I just don't want to be homeless with a job. I don't want to be homeless in general, but especially with a job. I work so hard in my job. I work 6 days a week. I mean, I'm getting ready to be prepared to live in a fucking car because I don't want to lose my family. I would rather keep my family together than keep a boyfriend that won't even fight for me, that won't even help me. When all he does is sit on his ass on the fucking computer all day, or he sleeps all day, and that's all he fucking does. He doesn't do anything else. And every time I come over, I'm always feeding him, I'm always doing stuff. He's always broke, he never has any food when I come over. I'm always taking care of him and feeding him, but he won't take care of me or even try to help me. It's just fucked up shit. I would rather lose my boyfriend than lose my family. A real man, a real boyfriend, or a real person in a relationship would have moved high and low to try to help their girlfriend or their person they are in a relationship with. That's real love. They would have at least put a great effort into trying. Even if they failed, they would put in a great effort to try to help that person. There's none. All he did was just say, oh, talk to his friend Betsy who's been through this before. So I've been talking to her and I've been getting, like, trying to get all these, everyone tells me the same things over and over and over again. You have to wait 10 years for housing. You cannot have a loan because you have been working at your job for 2 years. So many catch-22s. So much bullshit. And plus my dad's death. Plus everyone who said they would help me has flaked. I'm so over it. I'm over it. I'm at the very verge of just saying, fuck relationships. Fuck you. Fuck it all. If you're not there for me, you're not going to be there in my life. So after him and I had that conversation in the car Sunday, I was supposed to come over at his house for like an hour or two. I just dropped him off. He said, "Are you coming in?" I said, "No." I had a snapping point. I had a snapping point. I broke down a few times this week because I got my dad's urn. It's not fancy. I got his ashes. I'm waiting to find a decent urn for my dad. Um, Trying to find a car urn because my dad was a car guy. The beautiful thing about the situation is that I've got aunties, new aunties, my dad's sisters in my life. They've been really awesome throughout this. The other thing is my job has been really understanding. I get more support from my job than I get from my boyfriend. Get more support from my coworkers than my boyfriend. It's the reason why I love my job. I can let them know things in my life. I can let them know when I'm upset for the day. And they know it, you know? And they just sit there and let me talk. And then, they're my brothers and my sisters. There, you know? Everyone just seemed like they've been just like passing me over to the side. Oh, just go to the homeless shelter. Just do this. Just go over there. Go right over there, Alicia. But yet we still want to be in a relationship with you. It's just like, no, you don't. You don't even care about me enough. You don't. I'm still trying to fight, like I said, try to find my inner strength. Try to be positive throughout all this. Try to keep my family together. So yeah, I'm hustling. Saturday, which is tomorrow, I'm trying to make a $26,000 deal. And then on Sunday, trying to find us a place, and I might have found one. So we'll see. I just gotta get it together. I just gotta get it together. Plus my cat's sick, and then also today my son went for a job interview today. Just hopefully he's good, and because his quote unquote other boss, so called boss from the intern program that he's in, who flaked out on me originally for buying all the vehicles, who says he understands my situation and he's been there where I've been at. But I told him I don't put my emotions in business and this was a business transaction. And he got all in his emotionals and went off and said, "Well, I put my emotions in business." And well, I don't, because business is a non emotional entity. People are, but the business and the deals are not emotional. Anyway, so it's just like I'm feeling overwhelmed. I got a lot on my plate, people. And I've had a lot of people who said they would help me, all of a sudden not. And now I'm hustling to find a place because these people said I can live with them. So now I'm really hustling for a place. Because I'm still packing. I'm still going through my dad's things. I'm still trying to plan an estate sale. Trying to do a change of address with every little damn thing. I mean, all this stuff is really flipping overwhelming. You guys have no idea. I don't even wish this feeling I'm feeling or all the feelings I'm going through. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. Yeah. This is like one of the worst feelings you could feel in your life. I've actually felt, to be honest, I felt like dying. I felt because of I feeling abandoned by my own boyfriend. I literally felt like driving my car at 80 miles per hour on my way home from work and not being here no more. I felt like that a few times. I don't feel like that no more. I feel pissed off. for a person to make me feel this way, or people, because my mom actually made me feel that way too for a while. It is time to dig deep in my strength, wherever that lies. Actually, I know where it lies. It lies in God. God's the only one getting me through this. Um, and my inner fight that He's put in me. I was born fighting. Literally. And there's a reason why He gave me that gift of fight. Because the enemy would want me to end my life stupidly over something that's temporary, that can be fixed here on earth. I gotta find that inner strength even more stronger. I need to find that fire. But I just need a place to live. Even if it's for a few months, to find something different. But my boyfriend's not giving me that chance. He's already spoke ill about my mother to his own mother, that it destroyed her image of my mother to the point she doesn't want to take us in. Even though they have room. And I'm willing to pay money for it. So I see how it is. So I'm grieving over my father on top of it all. And I've had to stuff my emotions because I've had to go on go time. And my mom's falling apart and making it about her. And it's not about her. It's not about me. It's not about my son. It's about right now. It's not even about my dad at this point. No offense to my dad. You know, he's gone. It's about us getting the fuck out, getting into a place so we can grieve. We can go seek emotional help with bereavement counseling or other things, other services that we could all benefit from. But no one's letting us stay in a place where we can do that and faster. So, pray for me. Pray for my family. Pray for miracles. I do believe in miracles. I do believe in God. I believe in angels. I believe in hope. I believe in love. Because God is love. But right now, I just need the prayers and inner strength. Just pray that I get that place on Sunday and that guy buys everything. My son needs prayers too because he's seen me go through this. Thank you, Athea Rising. Appreciate that. I'm just going through so much stuff right now. Trying to keep my head up. Trying to focus on what I need to focus on. It's just, I'm feeling really abandoned by my boyfriend. And I'm at the point where I might not even want to continue my relationship with him, no matter how much I love him. Because I have to love myself first. And utmost first. Because I have to live in my body, in my spirit, in my skin. I have to live with myself at the end of the day. And if he's not willing to help me, or even try to move mountains for me, at least try, he doesn't love me then the way I deserve to be. And I need him the most right now. Just think about that. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I have to do some banking and shit. I have to do some responsibility. I have to gather myself together and gather some strength, whatever it is. Anyways, love you guys, and I'm out.